Yes, we are the Terrible Warriors, and welcome back to our finale of our run through Mouse Guard, the role-playing game. This was, incidentally, a game you voted for. If you're a Patreon supporter, you voted for it last October, but we finally got around to recording it, getting everyone together, and here we are. We have reached the final chapter in our 4-part series. I've been really, really liking this setting. I hope this is not the last time we come to it. I am not your GM in today's adventure. I'm Justin Ecock playing Ocean. He's going to be a leader one day. He already kind of is. He's in charge. He knows that he hefts his axe. And I'm surrounded by my loyal and trusted terrible mouse guards here in Toronto at the table next to my side.
Hey everybody, it's me, Cassie D20 Love Chew.
And you're playing?
I'm playing Lawrence.
Oh, Lawrence.
Young, naive Lawrence who wants to be a hero, wants to be a mouse guard.
You can survive the next 30 minutes.
Has no idea what the fuck he's getting himself into.
Yeah.
You poor sweet summer child.
Yeah, you got some salt on that cinnamon roll here right now. So, and also here in Ontario, he is an evil genius.
Hi, I'm Tom. He is an evil genius white, and I do weird video games on YouTube, and I am playing the man with the mouse with the same name as me, but with an H. Tom.
Tom.
Tom. Like a weird Klingon Vulcan hybrid.
Pronounce the unpronounceable H, just like Hank Hill.
Cool Whip. And joining us from New York from our Patreon rewards program.
I am Noir.
And you're playing?
I'm playing Noir the Insane.
Noir is playing Noir, and Tom's playing Tom.
Noir thinks he's a cat, and he's going to eat a weasel, and we're coming across
weasels.
Enough...
Three weasels. You got to get it right. 3 weasels.
We've come across some bodies here. We might be having a feast later, Monster Hunter style. And finally, of course, this game would not be possible without our all-knowing and loving GM who will guide us to victory.
Or destruction.
Oh, no!
Will Mitchell, coming to you live from Edmonton.
And when we last left off...
Yeah, when we last left off, our daring Mouse Guard patrol was on their way back from an incident at Grass Lake. They just left the small town of Lone Pine. In tow, they had a young, not even a tender paw yet, mouse that they picked up in Grass Lake. An aspiring hero
Sweet
named
cinnamon
Lawrence.
tender roll.
Oh, so gentle, so loving, so
Too
naive.
innocent for this world.
After a close call with a early summer thunderstorm, they came across the scene of some sort of conflict where a young weasel, deep in the heart of mouse territory, had some sort of altercation and died, choking on the footwear of some missing mouse. Spooked by this, our mouse guard prudently decided to rush to Darkwater to tell people about this, but not to take the path so that they don't get ambushed by any other older weasels that are surely lurking around, because this young weasel couldn't have gone far. And in so doing, they found a hollow spot underneath a bush, where the ground sort of gave a nice little sort of reverberation like a drum. There was clearly something down there, and digging into it, they revealed the corpses of a battlefield in a tunnel from the Weasel War. And that's where we find you, looking down into this hole at the horrible grimace of this dead weasel's skull, looking up at you into the sky. What do you do?
Let's go.
Oh no, Lawrence!
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Lawrence is gonna jump right in, right?
Yeah.
I heft my axe and start sliding down after him. Wait, hold on, kid. You don't even have a weapon, do you?
I have a boot.
Oh no!
Got the boot.
Boot to the
All right,
face.
so Lawrence leaps down,
Oh, crap.
sort of scurries down on the root, and then jumps to the floor.
No mouse left behind. I'm running right after him.
Okay, you run right after him, in you go. How about Noir and Tom? What are you guys up to?
We're following.
Noir was going down there roughly about the same time as Lawrence.
I'm going down cautiously, but I have to back them up.
Yeah, you can't abandon them.
You're kind of responsible for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, needs the many over the few, I guess. So yeah, this tunnel isn't just like a crappy lair. This is an actual tunnel. When you get into it and can see better in the sort of weak torchlight from Ocean's torch, you can see that, there are like stone supports.
Oh, it's been shored up.
It's been shored up. There are floral motifs that are sort of up in sort of the lintels on some of the other sort of pathways you see branching off in the darkness.
Oh, can I roll transport-wise? Is this a mouse tunnel?
Please do, yeah.
I was going to ask to roll rock-wise, see if I recognize who uses this sort of architecture.
Here, why don't you add to my dice
You guys
pool?
recognize it right away. It's definitely Weasel architecture.
Oh, okay.
But it is unusual, though.
Yeah, because the floral patterns and stuff. 2 successes. Both of them sixes.
Ah, beautiful. So what you know is that, yes, this is a weasel tunnel meant for weasels. But it was made by mouse hands.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Slave labor.
But the scale and the pattern of things don't make a lot of sense. Like, as you're down here and sort of looking around and inspecting stuff, it's a little bit too big for a weasel.
Oh,
and
no.
the way some of the things are branching and sort of the gradient in the floor, you're thinking that the weasels took this over from something else and then made the mice make it into sort of their preferences.
So they retrofitted an existing tunnel.
This was an existing tunnel that got retrofitted by the weasels and their slaves.
Okay, well, I let the rest of you know as I'm
into fewer words.
as I'm running my hands across it and looking at the floral patterns. I'm putting this on. This is a weasel, but it's not. It wasn't weasel before. This is an old tunnel. This is older than they came. They found this place and turned it into a forward base, something during the war. They got deep in, but they found this tunnel already here and then just repurposed it. What could be big enough to use a tunnel that's bigger than weasels that are in the
mole?
territories? Badgers.
Rabbits, porcupines, skunks, maybe?
What burrowing creatures
Those all
are there
sound
that are that
horrible.
Yeah.
They are all nightmarish things.
Is there any sign that anyone else has been down here recently?
Looking around, there is a pretty thick layer of sort of dust and debris on things. And you can see there it hasn't been disturbed except by you guys.
Well, then our one-footed mouse didn't come down here. They didn't find this place. I mean, this might just
So
be
this is just completely unrelated from
this-
the weasel that we found.
This is just a crypt.
But the weasel got here somehow.
Yeah, but that weasel got here like 80 years ago. Like, they've just been sitting there. They're skeletons.
No. The
Oh,
one
yeah,
that
the
we
one
tripped over.
upstairs.
So you guys are like kind of deliberating between the two of you, and Lawrence looks at the boot and looks up at the entrance where we came from and looks at the boot again and is like, I was hoping to find the person this belongs to, but I don't think they're down here. Maybe I should just throw the boot up to back to the entrance.
You know,
Maybe
hold
they'll
on to the
find
boot.
Hold on to the boot.
Hold on to the... But what if they're missing me? Then they only have one boot.
We're gonna find him. But if this is a, I don't know, this is a crypt. There's no activity down here. It's something to mark on a map so that people know of the hazard. But
Okay.
we gotta find this.
It's possible
I have a boot.
that the young weasel ran away from home, managed to get this far because of the tunnels. Maybe they discovered this tunnel.
Yeah.
But where did they come out from?
Well, I mean, no one's been in this tunnel since we found it. Since we found it, we were the first ones to discover this place in a while.
Yeah, in quite a while.
It's possible
At
that
least this section of it. It does go on quite a ways in both directions.
It's possible that there were weasels that made it in this far that survived the war and been hiding out in the wilderness ever since, but they haven't been in these tunnels since then. So they might be, that young weasel could be a descendant of this one that died. And they've just been here ever since. Like, can weasels even be refugees? Anyway, one of those things.
So what do you guys want to do?
Hey, don't be silly. Only people can be refugees.
Well, we got
Weasels
a
ain't
choice. I guess
people.
we can forge through this tunnel and investigate it further, or head back to the surface and search for this missing mouse.
Well, we should find out if this. We should see if this tunnel will lead us to Blackwater.
Okay, which way?
If
Part of it
if
does go in the direction of Darkwater.
Because if Yeah, if it does, then we're protected from the elements and other creatures, well, as long as we follow this
You're
tunnel.
right. We could turn it into a safe highway, or if it leads to a place where weasels could get to Darkwater, we'd have to collapse it.
Yeah, we need to find out whether that's a danger for the town.
And I didn't bring my explosives with me.
Your explosive
It's just a matter of knowing where to.
No, I brought a bag of healing herbs. So, all right.
All right, so
Which direction?
I guess for now, Tom, you're in charge. I want to look for this missing mouse up on the surface, but the others seem to want to explore this tunnel and
Okay.
see where it goes.
I am happy to
alright,
do
let's-
whatever.
See, Lawrence is on my side.
I am
All right,
happy
let's-
to
let's
do
take
whatever.
Let's take a little bit of time to search
I
for the
heard you.
mouse in case it's nearby. But we need to set a hard time limit before we decide to go back to the tunnel and continue on.
Okay. I think maybe we should get more people if we're gonna be down here looking around, and if it's dangerous, maybe we need, what's that word?
Well,
Well, yeah, but we're the mouse guards.
Reinforcements.
We are the
Reinforcements.
reinforcements.
yeah.
We are the cavalry.
We're
That's
halfway
true.
between the last town and the next town. So if we're
Yeah.
getting reinforcements, we're either
Well,
doubling the.
And there's no
amount of
guarantee that
time,
there'll even
or
be
we're just
mouse
going
guard in
by-
those towns, right? We're all spread out, and we're still spread out quite
Yeah.
thin. Like we have to look out for ourselves to look out for others.
I mean, I don't think there's any harm in trying.
Okay,
Well,
so
we're gonna
Lawrence
see
wants
if
to
we
take
can
what's-
find
what are
the
you gonna do?
mouse.
Tom, you got to
we're
make a
gonna
decision here.
I'm gonna follow.
I'm-
We're gonna go look
I'm
to
gonna be
see if we
stubborn.
can find the mouse.
Okay.
If we can't find him in a couple of hours, we come back and we take the tunnel.
Great. I heft my axe and make my way back up to the surface.
Okay.
All right,
I
so
run
you
up.
guys
We're more
scramble
likely to
back.
find weasels up there anyway.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like now you're gonna scout for this missing mouse. You're not so much trying to get back to Darkwater, you're trying to find the mouse.
Trying to find any sign of the mouse.
I'm gonna run up ahead a little bit and scout.
And Noir's going to make sure to stay near Lawrence. He might find weasels.
Will, how late in the day is it going? If we are looking for this mouse, are we going to have to be spending the night out here?
Well, it depends on how long you want to do it. It's early afternoon by this point.
Yeah.
You could probably spend like a good portion of the afternoon scouring the area and being pretty confident.
Here's my thinking as Ocean is I have Pathfinder. I can get us where we're going, but I don't really have anything in Scout. I do have Survivalist. So while everyone else is looking for sign of this missing mouse, I can be getting lunch ready and finding a place where if this person's going to need medical care because we know he was injured, that we've got some shelter built up that can also be used potentially defensively if we need to
The
fall back
tunnel
somewhere.
is shelter.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I can make up
But
even by
food
the
and medical supplies is definitely a good idea.
yeah, just getting any berries and whatever around here
Alright.
that we can get, just so I feel
So
useful.
it sounds like somebody's going to go scouting and somebody's going to be doing some survivalist to sort of make a nice base camp.
yeah.
I'm scouting. I already went out scouting. I already rolled.
I've lost Lawrence. Can't keep an eye on him.
All right, so Lawrence is just like
Think he's
off and
gone.
looking.
I think Noir said he's going with me.
All right.
Yeah, after all, the kid might find weasels.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wait. Yeah.
And I'll be assisting with the scouting as well.
Okay. Cool.
I think that seems fair.
I guess I'll stay behind and I guess just to if anyone comes back, they need someone to be here to
Do you want to assist me with the
coordinate
base?
and everything. What's that?
Do you want to assist me with the base? I could use an extra die.
Well, I suppose
Extra
so.
set
If
of
you're not
bonds.
going anywhere, if you're like, I figured you were hunting for food and such, but
Yeah, you're right. Okay, well in that case, I failed. I came back empty-handed. I rolled 3 failures. I rolled
no.
a 3, and a 4.
Yeah, well, let's slow the rolls because so far we've only had successes. We haven't seen what failures do very well.
Oh. What,
Great.
could I use my resources rating with my survivor list?
Resource is getting like stuff in society.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do this step by step. First off, our scouts. You guys are going out and you're scouting. It's pretty thick underbrush. It's the middle of the day, so you got nice visibility. You know what you're looking for. I think honestly, a single success and you're probably gonna find something.
I got 2.
You got two
Wait.
successes.
Two
or eight?
successes. Sorry, I got two successes. I got two of those.
Great. And
Two of those
two of
things.
them. Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you're scouting around, you ended up going a little bit further than you expected. But as you sort of your search pattern takes you north, you do come across a little trail of blood.
Oh.
It's mouse blood. It's at mouse height. It looks like your wounded mouse came this way.
Hmm.
And not too terribly long ago. The weasel had died again, probably sometime around 8 or 9 in the morning, sort of mid-morning. He came through here only an hour or so afterwards.
Hmm.
And it looks like he was still heading north.
Okay.
So, kid, you want to go back and tell the others, or do you want to keep looking?
Yeah, I think we have time to run back and tell them real quick that we found a trail.
As much as I want to eat a weasel, it will take more than 2 of us.
Good
Okay.
work.
So
Good
Yeah,
work,
let's
you
go.
two.
this takes some time, right? So you've been searching for more or less an hour when you guys head back to tell people what's up.
Yeah.
Now, Justin, you were out surviving.
Yeah.
Technically.
It's not a hard place to survive. I was going to set it at probably a 2, a standard difficulty. It's pretty
And
chill.
I basically rolled snake eyes.
But you rolled snake eyes. Normally, for pun's sake, I'd use that against you. But
Oh wait, no, not those. Oh crap! That is a bad
That's
turn of
horrible.
phrase for a mouse.
it is. But don't worry, things are also going to go pretty bad for you. So I'm going to give you a choice. You can find some supplies, but get lost, or you can fail and you're just going to come back hungry.
Oh yeah, I come back humiliated and empty-handed, and actually I've expended energy
Yes, you have,
doing
so-
this, and it's worse off than I started. That was a
And so, yeah,
terrible
please,
plan.
on your character sheet,
I should
mark
have
that
hefted my axe.
You should have hefted your axe. So yeah, mark on your character sheet that you're now hungry.
Yeah, which is -1 to any conflict.
That's right. It's a rough place to be in.
No.
So yeah, you kind
That
of
axe is
burn your
feeling
day.
heavy.
It is, yeah. You burn your day doing that. At least the first couple of hour and a bit. And when you get back, our scouts have just returned with news.
Guys. We found a trail of blood. It's mouse blood. We think maybe it's our friend, our missing boot friend.
Well, I'd offer up a quick snack as a reward, but I hate all the rations.
Aw.
Well, we got a perfectly good weasel not too far away.
We don't eat raw meat. More mice.
Yeah, that's why you make a fire.
You could.
Yeah, we can make a fire.
I would offer you this boot to eat, but probably wouldn't be very tasty. Also, it belongs to our friend.
No,
I feel like we should add a disclaimer to this episode. For those who find Canadian accents adorable, we use the word boot a lot.
We do, yeah.
yeah, speak
All
for
right.
Anyway,
So you've
Well, okay.
you've got
We're hungry, but we can eat later. We have to find this person.
yeah, okay, let's find this person and possibly some food along the way.
All right, Lawrence,
right.
show us where
so
it was.
you guys, our scouts
Onward.
lead them back to where you guys found the blood trail.
I'm up front. Let's go.
Nice. So you guys rush right back, and you succeeded at the scouting pretty good. You got a really good bead on where this mouse was sort of
Yeah.
fumbling along. And you managed to find a pretty clear trail for a couple of sort of hours of travel.
Yeah.
And it almost looked like he was starting to feel a little bit better. And then his trail intersects with weasel tracks.
Uh-oh.
Lawrence, stay close.
Okay.
There is obviously ahead of you a bunch of disturbed earth where there had been a tussle, but it wasn't a big one. And then at that point, the mouse tracks stop, but the weasel tracks continue on.
No.
They got him. We gotta get him. If they've captured him, because weasels tend to capture mice. They don't always kill them.
But at this point, we're
They think-
endangering the whole party.
Oh, they think we're slaves. We have to rescue him. We can't leave him behind. This is exactly what the guard does.
I, for one, am in favor of the idea of killing some weasels.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have. If we can get in and get this
We're
guy
not
out.
equipped to kill 2 weasels.
No, but we are equipped to get in and rescue a mouse and then get away.
If there's a way we can do it safely, then we can do it.
Oh, you're such a pussyfoot. Okay.
Okay. Let's go.
Also a bad turn of phrase for a mouse.
I really got to work on my like mousy terms.
Yeah, that's pretty insulting, actually.
Yeah, you're such a.
I was gonna say Noir, that's cultural appropriation for him.
And ocean.
So you're gonna follow the Weasels trail?
All right, but
I mean-
very cautiously, we keep a safe distance and we run at the first sight of
I have this
danger.
trait that's independent and stubborn, so I feel like, you can tell me whatever you want, Tom, but I'm rescuing this guy.
Nice.
And I
well,
have
you know
my
what?
axe.
I think this calls for a
Not like
hunter
the leader. Okay.
Because now you're not just trying to figure out where he went. You're trying to like get the drop on this weasel to some degree, right?
Okay, so
I do not have this.
my
skill.
hunter roll is 0. What happens if I want to roll against my nature?
If you want to roll with your nature, this is pretty against your nature. So
Yeah.
what you would do is you would roll a number of dice equal to your nature rating,
Yeah.
and if you succeed, you're okay. But if you fail, you're gonna tax your nature. It's gonna go down by however much you fail by.
Well, my nature's
If he
5.
fails, would I also lose a point of nature if I help him?
Yes, you would.
Yeah, you share the burden. But that would mean 6 die if you help me.
So, dude, none of us...
To be fair, Noir would take a lesser penalty. I'd probably give him a condition as a result. But
So, do none of us have Dice and Hunter? Because I don't.
I've got 2 dice and hunter.
I've got nothing.
Okay, so Noir is the hunter in our group. We can roll with 2 dice with his, or given that I'm being a stubborn ass right now, we could roll with 6 dice into nature.
mm-hmm.
And Noir,
Maybe throw in a wise there somewhere.
Yeah. Axe wise.
I think that's a bit of a stretch there. But
That'd be
somebody
more-
else's wises can help you too.
And
right?
transport wise,
I
which won't
only-
help me in this situation.
I only have poison wise, which I don't
I'm
think will be very
wise
applicable here.
in the ways of mushrooms, beer, leaves, and adages.
Okay,
So-
great. Yeah.
You know,
You're,
yeah.
just-
Okay,
just
so
a question.
maybe the wises aren't so helpful this time.
yeah.
I've got a question. Rock-wise, do you think that would be useful for, following their trail and such?
It would have been really helpful in the tunnel. Noir, you're the
Well,
one.
but
who-
I mean, you're getting pretty close to the water here, right? Like you've been traveling north off the trail. You're close to the water's edge.
Yeah.
It is getting a little rockier. I'll give it to you.
Here, I'll say to keep things up.
Is there an
Noir, I'll let
adage
you
that
have
would
the. I'll give the deciding to you. You're the one who either I'll leave the choice to yours. You've got Hunter. You can either assist me with the 6 nature, or 6 with your assist, or you can roll Hunter, and I can maybe use Pathfinder to justify assisting you.
Would anybody else be assisting?
Are
We can really
You can only get one assist at a time.
right?
So because you're the one,
I don't have a
I'll let the call. You're the
wise
you're
So
the
it's a
you're the actual
maximum of
hunter in
3
the group.
dice.
I'm being
I
a
don't know how many successes.
yeah. I'm being a real stubborn ass. I'm feeling like thematically this makes sense to me, but you can either help me or not.
I could see Noir helping you because, we're heading towards Weasels either way.
I heft my axe
Heft that axe.
and I roll
Heft
a 5 and a 6, 2 successes. The rest were 4s and 1s and 3.
Cool.
Well, no, a 4 is still a success.
Is a 4?
Yeah.
Oh, a 4 is a
4 is
success.
success.
Yes.
Oh, in that case, I
Yeah.
rolled 4 successes.
Okay. Oh well, you were looking for 3.
Yeah, I rolled a 6, a 5, and 2 4s.
Yeah, I was doing a versus test there, and you needed 3.
Sorry, I thought 5s and 6s were successes.
Yes. No. 4s are too.
Whew.
So
Good job.
as you guys creep on, the tracks are getting fresher. You're gaining on this weasel. It still was here a few hours before you, but that amount of time is getting smaller and smaller. You get the impression that it was having some difficulty traveling. And before long, you can hear the sound of the water ahead of you. You've come to the shoreline. There's a small, sort of narrow channel, almost like a very skinny bay, almost a fjord.
Yeah.
Here, where the water has come quite a ways inland. And you come to sort of these big overhanging banks where the action of the water has washed away the soil beneath the roots of this big, awesome pine tree. And the bank is very steeply undercut here. And your weasel tracks go down and follow the roots under where you're standing now, sort of up and then under that undercut in the bank.
I don't have the skills to know, so this is just pure speculation, but flooded water or higher water levels have me thinking it's summer. That doesn't sound like natural. The waters would be lower. What if those were beaver tunnels? What if we're looking at a beaver dam and the weasels are using an old beaver dam? I'm kind of freaked out. I don't like the sign of that. I mean, I'm just being paranoid conspiracy theorist because I don't have the skills to back up my thoughts.
So, I do have a question about when we were following those tracks real quick. From our inspections of the tracks, can we tell if it's one weasel or more than one?
This appeared to be one weasel.
Okay. All right. I mean, like, it might... Like, if my theory is correct that they came in with this battle and they've been out here ever since, they could have just been surviving on their own all this time. Right? Just hiding. Cut off from any kind of help. Oh, wait, I'm starting to feel sympathetic. They're weasels. We have to kill them. All right.
Just remember, weasels ain't people.
Yeah, I don't... I mean,
That's right.
personally, I don't care about this weasel one way or the other. If they want to just hide out in the woods and not bother anyone, I just got to get this mouse.
Yeah.
We got to get his boot back.
We get his boot back.
Yeah, Lawrence has got my back.
And so, are you guys going to follow it down sort of towards the bank, towards the water's edge?
Without
or
hesitation.
Are you going to...
Yeah.
Without hesitation? Great.
I'm stubborn.
Let's go.
Yeah,
With
super
slight
stubborn.
hesitation.
Tom is like, wait. Oh, he's gone.
Okay, well, you don't actually get too much further. As you sort of come over that edge and start to descend on the tangle of roots and sort of grass and stuff that's hanging over, you can see right away that the darkness sort of in front of you on the shade of that bank is too dark. There is, in fact, an opening down here. There is some sort of tunnel. And as you sort of start to make your way down, you don't get to sort of get too far down the roots before you start to hear voices coming from within the tunnel.
They're not mouse voices, are they?
They are not
Lawrence kind of
mouse
quickly
voices.
just put his hand over Lawrence's mouth. Preemptively.
Yeah. 'Cause Lawrence has the tendency to rush right in.
Indeed he does. Now, weasels have their own language.
Yeah.
It is partially intelligible with mouse. Sometimes they know each other's languages. Some weasels and mice don't have the ability to speak to each
Yeah.
other. Does anybody have any lore mouse?
Yes, I do. I have 2 dice in lore.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Could you roll me that, Tom, to see if you understand what they're saying? I'm assuming
Okay,
you want to know.
I only have 2 dice. Is it possible to get an assist with this?
It could be. What does somebody have that might be able to assist?
I mean, would order help me to at least help phonetically figure out what the sounds are? I don't know what these sounds mean.
It would. It would help you. It would
But I
help
could-
you sort of figure out what the pronunciations, like what is the actual word they're saying.
Yeah, like I can help relay the words, and then you can help decipher them. So I could give you an
Yeah.
assist with my oratating skills.
Okay.
I'm good at phonics.
All right. Yeah. So toss that in there.
All right, so I'm rolling 3, correct?
Yep. And you're looking to get a single success because you're an old mouse. You've been in the wars.
Yeah.
I got a single success.
Hooray.
Convenient. So, it's an older sort of memory that gets dredged up of how to speak weasel, but
Checks out.
it checks out. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like there's 2 of them down there. And they're having an argument. One of them is saying that they need to go back and find Harris. We need to find Harris. And the other says, silence! You fool! We finally have a new slave. Finally, after all this time. We will stay here and wait for our orders. Harris shouldn't have left. Oh, I can't believe it. What son of mine? And you can just hear that, like, the hands go up and is, like, fed up with the youth of today.
The youth.
Those damn millennials.
Those damn millennial weasels, you know? Wanted to go off and commit war crimes on their own instead of, doing what they're told.
Yeah. Spending all of their money on
the legal
avocado
war
toast
crimes.
and... No wonder they can't afford housing in this market.
And so, yeah, there are definitely two weasels down there, and they're having what sounds like a kind of family argument.
Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna quietly translate their conversation to the rest of the mice.
Cool.
And
We have to. I mean, I want to roll my nature to hide. I want to sneak in.
So we know our mouse friend is alive. They said they have a new slave.
I mean, if we can get in and rescue him and leave, while they're arguing with each other, they might not even notice that we can get in and free him and get him out. We could be in and out before they know we're there. We can't leave him here.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We can be in and out, but can we get the mouse out?
I'll carry him if I have to. We can't leave him behind. I'm not leaving him behind.
Do we have any kind of ballista with us?
Danger.
Sadly, you have no ballista.
He's a slave of Weasels. Of course he's in immediate danger.
Not necessarily. They want a slave. They're happy to have one after so long.
Yeah, you know what they do with
They're
their
probably
slaves?
not going to kill
They
him.
probably eat their slaves the way you want to eat them, you crazy psycho.
That doesn't really make sense.
They do
Also
eventually eat their
torture.
slaves.
They do, and they
Yeah.
torture them, and it's horrible. He won't be. We cannot leave a mouse to live in slavery and torture. Are you out of your?
Oh,
This
I
is
agree. I'm not
literally
saying
the
we
only
leave
thing
them.
we do as guards.
I'm just saying we use what we know. One of them really wants to go look for the other. And if one of them didn't listen to the boss, maybe this one won't either. Two weasels.
If we
I'm
can
not sure
separate them, it would be a lot easier for us to kill a weasel with the four of us.
Tell you what, the two of you, maybe with Lawrence's help, you distract them. Then separate them or lure them out. Maybe let them know that what was that guy's name? Harris. You can speak their language. Pretend to be Harris, and then bring them outside. I get in there. I get this mouse. I get them out before they even know what's going on, and you just outrun them. We're
We
mice.
also
deep a
don't
voice
know
can
how
you do?
deep these tunnels go, or where they've stuck the mouse.
You're old. You sound older. You don't sound like a mouse, old man. You sound like an old young weasel.
Are you're suggesting that he like line of sight like call out to them, be like, I'm
Like
here.
around the corner. Speak
That's
through
what I'm
the
saying.
boot. Let it be like a
Use-
megaphone.
use the
How
line
are we
of
going to do this without them seeing us, though? Because we're in a tunnel. There aren't a lot of hiding.
Well, they can't
places.
see us right now. They
We're-
could
Wait,
hear-
sorry, we're not in a tunnel.
We're just outside.
No, you guys are like, so like you're sort of in a tangle of roots that's
Yeah.
like
Okay.
right at
Right
the
near the
top
shore
of
of the water.
tunnel. Yeah,
Right.
if you were to go down any further, you'd be backlit by the sunlight coming off the water. They'd see you dangling in the roots. Right now, you just look like rocks at the roof
Like,
of the
honestly,
tunnel. That's normal.
if we had a small army in time, I'd go and get that body for Harris and drop him in the water, and then they could go out and find him if they wanted to. But we don't have that kind of time and resources. If you know a way that you can distract them and pull them out, start a fire. I mean, we lured the turtle away. What's two weasels?
Hey, Lawrence, what's your instinct?
Where's?
We-
Oh yeah.
Will asked you a question,
Oh,
Lawrence.
oh
I'm
no.
aware.
What's
oh,
what's
no.
your instinct?
Oh no.
Where's Lawrence?
Now, there's meta currency in this game that we haven't really been playing with, but you would certainly get some shiny points.
He will give you a fate point if you run into the tunnel.
I have an idea.
Want to be a big damn hero?
I can try and sneak in while they're arguing. I can try and get the things open.
Wait, no, Lawrence, that was my idea. Where'd
Yeah,
it go?
but I'm smaller than you.
Oh, shit.
I can probably sneak better than you.
All right, I want to use
way
my
to find
orator
out.
role then, and the language that
Chef.
maybe Tom can help me to. I can yell out in the language then, and I'll pretend to be frickin' Harris. They won't believe it's me, but they'll definitely run out here, and we'll save Lawrence. We can't let
How
them
deep
find.
can your voice go? You need to sound like a weasel.
It can go real deep, man.
You're an orc now.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
Zug zug.
It has to
I
be
have a
just
question.
deep enough
What
to sound like
skill
a
would it be
kid.
to sneak?
Sneak is generally going to be a scout roll.
I have 4
Yeah,
scout.
or nature and hiding, which is on Lawrence. I believe
Yep,
that's a 6.
or nature.
Because you're a young, impressionable mouse, so your nature's at 6.
Yep, I have a nature of 6.
So Lawrence is fucking doing this, and we've got to distract those weasels before they find him.
Does
Okay.
them distracting add to my scout roll?
I'm going to say that counts as helping, yes.
Okay, so I'm guessing.
But they're going to be rolling to see if anything goes wrong as well.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Ocean's using his orator
Yeah.
ability. I have 2 dice in that, so I can assist.
Yeah, and your lore
And
mouse
you've got
might
the
be helping.
lore.
You're
You-
telling him.
tell me what
you're
to
doing.
say.
You're definitely doing like what the hell's his name? A Cyrano, right?
Like,
Where
sir-
you're saying like, say this in
Yeah.
Weasel, and then he
Sir,
does his best.
I understand this is a real crappy plan, but we have
what
a
we
tender
have.
paw that has run in there right now, and another mouse that needs our rescue. This is the best idea we've got, and if we bring them out here, I will heft my axe into their faces.
Well, you've won me over.
So let's hear that. Let's hear that distraction from our guys outside.
What would a weasel voice sound like? That doesn't sound
Let's see-
like a horrible
Come up with a good weasel
white
voice.
man racist.
Okay,
Now, on the one hand, they definitely will know if you're faking it. It's going to be hard to convince them.
I don't need to
On the other
convince
hand,
I'm Harris. I just need to convince them that there is something that is weird outside that needs their attention.
and that's just it. That you really just want to get them out, which is not that hard. So I'm gonna put it right in the middle. You got a 2. You're looking for
Okay.
2 successes.
All right, I'm rolling 3 dice with this because it's I'm only getting the 1. I've only got 2 on order. Could I use, because this is a big old plan, could I add in my militarist skill into this to assist my order? I was reading it. That's more
Well,
for,
you
like,
generally you
big-
don't mix skills, right?
Yeah.
You're helping yourself with like gear or a wise,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
Oh, well, I got his transport and axe. All right, well, I guess I'm just rolling with these 3. Add 1 dice per point spent or tap nature. I do have an X next to my persona.
Well, if you'd like to,
This is
to
fucking-
burn a persona point,
Yeah, I gotta
you
save
can do what's
Lawrence's
called
life.
tapping your nature. I believe this is how Sloane pulled off those amazing things last time when Derek was playing him.
So,
Her rather.
So was it-
you get to spend that persona point, then add your nature rating in dice to what you're doing.
that's 5 more dice.
Hey.
So 3. I need just give 5 dice. Thank you.
Burp.
Yeah, and
There
this
you
is
go.
outside of your nature, so it's gonna
Yeah.
tax your nature by 1 no matter what.
No
and if
matter
you
what.
fail, it's gonna do it by the margin of failure.
Well, sometimes you gotta roll the hard 6. Oh no.
Oh no.
That's
I don't like
1.
that.
That's a 5 and a 5. That's 2 successes, and it was a lot of 1s and 2s. The rest were all
you
1s
can
and
spend
2s.
a fate point to re-roll your failed dice.
Now keep in mind, you only did need 2.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well,
So you're
Okay.
good.
Okay.
You're good. But that was shockingly close on what, 8 dice?
So this is a shockingly bad weasel impression. So from outside the tunnel, as Lawrence is going in,
I'm back, it's Harris! It's your red old friend, son Harris! I think I got hurt! Hey, you should come out here and help me, it's Harris!
Cool.
What happened to Harris? His voice
as you're
is so
doing
weird.
that, a spear-sized arrow just comes flying out of the dark, barely misses you, and goes off into the water.
oh crap, we got their
And-
attention.
And immediately, Weasels come slinking out in that creepy, slinky,
Yeah, yeah, like
snake way they do.
like little ferrets. Okay, cool. Lawrence, I think you're safe.
I'm taking
so
cover.
that's your cue.
I heft my
Okay,
axe.
so while that was happening, I had already rolled and I got 3 successes.
Awesome. Well, their success made that much easier for you. 3 is going to be the number you're looking for. Great. So you sneak on in. And inside, they have a camp set up. You can see that they had supplies that have long since been exhausted. But in the meantime, they've then been improvising. They've started fishing and foraging, and you can see that they've been making their own repairs out of what they can find in the area. You get the impression that these weasels don't know the war ended. They've kind of been just doing this,
Wow.
waiting for orders.
Oh, they're like that Japanese soldier
Yeah,
that
I
kept
was
fighting
thinking
way
the
up into the
same thing.
1970s.
Wow.
And so as you're sneaking in, you find that there's there's a small sort of desk that has a map on it that's sort of like held down with daggers, because why not? And behind it, there is a series of cages, all empty except for one, which has a sickly-looking merchant mouse with a sort of cut across his chest that's sort of scabbed close, laying there sort of breathing weakly.
Okay.
So you're going to sneak in and bust open that cage?
Yeah, I scurry over, and I say, I'm like, hey, mister.
Oh,
I got your boot.
oh, the guard! Oh, please help me! Oh, please! Oh, please!
All right, so
And he
I
just
get
breaks
that
down.
cage. I get that cage open.
Okay, it's not terribly well locked because it doesn't need to be from the outside. Now this guy's pretty big. He is a full-grown adult mouse, and you're just a itty-bitty kid mouse.
Yeah.
Can you roll me a health check to help haul this guy out of here?
Okay, what do I?
So you're gonna roll the number of dice equal to your health stat. It's your abilities, top right.
Okay, that is 6
And
dice.
it's pretty heavy, so you're gonna need 3 successes because he's not really doing much.
Yeah, but you've got the determination of a youth.
Oh, that is
Oh, that is-
5 successes.
Wow.
You're
Oh
a
my
beefy
God, you know
boy.
Yeah, man, strapping young lad. I'm actually gonna give you a bonus with that. In fact, as you're sort of
Yeah.
helping this guy out, he sort of like goes to get some fine purchase on that desk, and comes away as he sort of stumbles, and you catch him with a fistful of Weasel documents. Missives and plans and things from the war that could be useful still, potentially, against the Darkheather should they come again.
I taught him everything he knows.
And then, yeah, you're going to just shuffle your way out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile.
Now,
Let's get out of
This
here,
boot
big guy.
feels really moist.
yeah. Yeah, he, of course, only has one boot. Outside, the Weasels have come bursting out, right? One of them's got a sword out, the other one's got a bow cocked and is ready to go.
And my axe.
You have
They
your
don't
axe.
have
These
your axe.
Weasels are looking for trouble, but they haven't
I take care of it.
spotted you. What are you gonna do?
Okay, we're around like water and brush and roots and stuff. Is there anything here that could be used as a hazard? Because I don't want. We're not going to defeat them with the 3 of us and the 2 of them. Like we're not going to do that. But I want to distract them and slow them down and maybe even trap them on something to keep Lawrence safe until he succeeds at his mission. So if there's like
Well, you know what?
rocks,
If you can get 3
branches,
successes
roots,
on a survivalist roll, you could take some of the deadfall around here and push it off of the sort of bank down onto them.
Oh, I do have Survivalist 3.
Do
I'm gonna
it.
assist.
Okay, you guys looking for 3
Also, I get a
successes? Let's see
disposition
it.
to any conflict, so I'm trying to avoid that right now because I'm really hungry. Oh, and you're assisting? Great. I
Yeah.
don't think I needed it. I got 3
Oh.
successes, 2 5s, and the 4 on the assist.
You guys are just awesome. And so, yeah, you
Yeah.
spray around and find just the right piece of deadfall. It's like a branch that like snapped off of a bigger branch that fell, and just a little push from a mouse in the right spot, and you know where to find it.
See,
would
this
send
axe
that
is a
tumbling.
multi-purpose axe. I lever it, like I put it down and I just kind of use my weight against it.
Yeah, and it starts to like creak and groan, and the Weasels down on the beach sort of look up just in time, and it starts to fall. There's like one piece of bark that's not gonna go, and you hit it with your axe, and down it goes on top of them. You've got your chance. Make a break for it, kid. Lawrence, get out of there.
I'm fucking booking it.
Are they
Just-
like pinned
just
by the
book
branch?
Gotta go
Like-
fast!
They're temporarily caught up in the branches.
Okay.
They can probably get out of it, but they're gonna have to struggle, right? It's still green.
Okay.
It still has needles on it. And so it's bendy and gets caught in their fur.
Are there any large rocks?
There are some large rocks, yes.
I'd like to push one on top of them.
Give me a quick health check.
And can I add rock
Psychopath.
wise to this?
And you can add rock wise.
Hey, Rockwise!
He knows how to find the perfect rocks.
It's like this one is.
Anyone want to help?
Can other people
I
help?
do
I'm
not
running.
have-
I'm busy running, so I can't.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'm
you should
taxed.
be running with that guy.
I'm-
Survivalist? What's the role we're doing?
I think you're going to be doing health, because this is a raw strength
okay.
thing.
Then,
But you get to do Rockwise to pick it.
I'll assist with that. I
Okay.
have health 4.
All right, to the two of you are both lifting up a rock. Plunge it down on them.
Okay, so give us that roll. It's only going to take you, I'm going to say 2 to get this rock rolling.
Do it.
I think it would be large enough to crush them.
It probably won't crush them, but it's going to stop them.
It's gonna
It'll buy you enough time to get away safe.
sprain them, break them, and then
It'll hurt them, wreck their day. They'll rue the day they ever crossed you.
yeah. The minute Will, while this is going on, if I see because you've got the mental map in your head, when I spot Lawrence, if Lawrence is alive, because we don't know that yet, with the rescuer, I mean, my nature and interest, instincts, and goals and everything would have me drop everything to run down and use a health check to then help speed up their abscond.
Well, as it so
Their
happens,
egress.
you do see Lawrence scrambling up the roots of that tree that you originally came down.
Holy hell, you're alive!
So, just to be clear, since I'm adding Rockwise, I'd add that number of dice to this, right?
One. You
you're
add
gonna
one
add
to your
1
house.
from your wise.
Okay, so 4 from health, 1 from Rockwise, and 1 from help. Okay, so I rolled the right number of dice.
And
4 5s and 2 1s.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You can hear the weasels, like, cursing and cussing you out in their horrible little language. And as you push that down, the rock sort of, like, the ground groans a little, and down it goes. And one of those weasels stops talking.
Your friend looks delicious!
Damn.
And I think at that, you guys get to run off.
yeah.
We did
You
it.
get away. You rescued
Or-
the merchant.
We
I
did.
think, I think we're going to call it there.
Yeah.
Where's the boot? Where's the boot? Give me the boot.
Well, you gave the boot to him. You took
You
it with
guys
you.
took you guys took the boot to use it as a megaphone.
Then I'll have the boot. And I run
Give me
down
the-
to the merchant.
give me the boot.
And we'll go, sir, I believe this belongs to you. We're the
Oh.
mouse guard.
Bless you.
We gave back the
Blessings
boot.
under the guard.
We
You might want
did.
to clean it before you put it on, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean, I've got both a mending kit and healing herbs, so I can fix his boot. I can mend up his wounds, but we can do that
Once
on the
you
rail
get to
too.
safety.
Okay,
On,
yeah.
onto back
Is
onto
it
the trail.
possible for us to finish off the weasels while they're pinned down?
We have.
not in the time we have left, unfortunately.
Okay.
But we with a sickening crunch, we've killed the other one. So there's one surviving weasel out there that will swear a curse upon us and will hunt us down to find vengeance for his dead family.
Yep.
Indeed.
Nemesis!
Yeah,
Dude, I could just stick the sword through its neck.
I like the adventure of there is someone out there who wants us. He's gonna come flying in on a shrike one day.
it's not a good adventure unless you make an enemy, right? And so, yeah, I think we'll wrap it there, if that's all right with
Yeah.
everybody.
All right.
We have completed boot quest.
Yes,
Yes.
Boot Quest.
Boot Quest
You-
2018 complete.
You did it, you're gonna make one hell of a mouse guard.
Yeah,
Holy-
and Sloan managed to get both a chunk of a dead weasel and then kill one basically himself.
And two down, one to go. And
Sorry, Noir.
and
And
I
Ocean is finally starting to act like a leader, I
yeah
must say.
Indeed.
I taught Lawrence everything he knows.
Oh, stop it.
We don't need
Yeah.
to know.
Asgard.
A nice belief for next time. So yeah, I've been your GM, Will Mitchell, coming to you from Edmonton, and my players coming to us from by himself in Toronto.
This is Tommy using Evil Genius White as Tom.
Yeah, he is an evil mouse who wears white. No, he's not evil at all. He's the leader of our group.
Yeah, he's quite lovely.
here-
And then coming from the studio, of course.
Coming from the studio. Our mouse guard. I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna make you a cloak and give it to you on the road. You fucking
Yeah, I did it. I have
Field
been.
commission.
field commission.
Yeah.
You're a tender
I'm a
paw now,
hero.
kid.
I'm a hero. I did it. I gave him the boot.
This is an excellent origin story. I want to see what happens next to Lawrence.
I have been Cassie D20 Love Chew playing Lawrence.
And I've been Justin Ecock playing Ocean, leader in the making, I guess. I was kind of useless in the first 2 hours, but turns out when there's a kid running off with a death wish,
And a boot.
I really jump into action.
You just needed the right motivation.
Nothing like the motivation of pure panic to really bring out the leader in you. And of
I
course,
just did a lot of assisting.
you did. And you know what? You were throughout my stubbornness, the voice of reason through all of that. Like, shut up, be quiet, be sneaky. Don't
Nothing says veteran like that.
yeah, like there is a way to go about this where we don't all die. And there's of course, our rewards program, our maniac in the making, maybe the future big bad if we ever return to Mouseguard. We have to hunt him down for crimes against ferrets. We have, of course, from his lair deep in the fine state of New York.
Noir playing Noir the Insane.
Noir the Insufferable. It
was awesome.
Thank you for putting this game together. I understand it was a very... Oh, of course, a special mention out to Derek the Bard, who played the original Tenderpaw in our group, Sloan.
Yes.
Who wasn't able to make it for the last 2 episodes, but of course we wouldn't have been the group that we were without his assistance in those first times. We might not have survived this turtle. Will, thank you for putting this game together. I know it was very last second, given the circumstances that surrounded it, but I wanted to play Mouseguard for so long, and it's always been one of those most recommended classic games that for many are even the gateway into games, especially if they're younger gamers.
For sure.
And this was a bucket list game for me.
Yeah. I love this game, and for me, this was sort of my first dive into it, and I only wish we had more time to take a really deep dive and play with some of the other subsystems in this game.
It might be a while, but I really don't think this is the last time we'll be playing Mouseguard. We may return to it again in the future. It just might be some time from now. We will, of course, break down what we love about Mouseguard and how cool it was to finally play this game when you listen to our debrief episode, which is going to be available right after this episode airs on Patreon. If you're a Patreon subscriber at the 5 or higher level, you can get access to this debrief and debriefs of every campaign we've done for the last 2 years. There's lots of content on there now for a very small barrier to join into that, for all our behind-the-scenes talks and what we like about our games, and just kind of we shoot the shit for a long time. That's available now on Patreon, and thank you for listening. I don't know what we're playing next month. I think it's Return to the Star Trek Living campaign. Thank you for joining us on the Terrible Warriors. Be good to each other.